So I was, playing in a Stratosphere, up until, 2006 when we disbanded, and I started a family and got away from music. And then, you know, 10 or 15 years later, I finally started to get an itch and sort of just started getting the idea that I could take some of these great musicians I know around the world and maybe form some remote group. And everyone's quarantining anyway.
We started working on a song that would end up being a High Castle Teleorkestra song. And we had so much fun doing that, we started calling other people and getting them involved.
That was kind of the idea, is that we were all sort of semi well known in this, tiny world of, avant-garde music, or whatever the heck people want to call it.
The main thrust of the thing was just like, because we can't be touring, because we can't be doing this and that, and da-da-da-da, here's a way to still stay creative and get a lot of really cool music done.
I'm in my basement here in Colorado. My co-producer and guitar player, Chris Bogen, is in New Orleans. Dion, the accordionist, is in Norway. Bear McKinnon is in Melbourne. Violinist Tim Bottams is in France. Dave Murray, the drummer, is in Southern California. So this is all remote.
Before Tim and I even got anybody else involved, we already had a plan for a whole album.
I'm a huge Philip K. Dick fan, and we got way into this book, Radio Free Albemuth. We're actually basing everything on this book so far.
It's really kind of the seed for the whole thing conceptually.
It just gives us sort of a way to, to contextualize it and to put a little bit of a narrative together. And
it's supposed to be, sort of a step removed from reality.
In that book, it's very similar to our world now, where there's just all this political subversiveness and who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, and the government's trying to, do all this surveillance on you. And
all of my attempts are really with the visual art to utilize the concepts from the book back to the music and have the art make sure the art is supporting the music itself.
Mutual hazard and
sorry,
kind of big thing.
My dog's like yawning.
Oh, you're good, dude.
You probably hear it. Tim and I are there together, like pushing each one of those songs through.
Just kind of like, okay, Bear, we need this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, and then I try to do that as well as I can, and then I send it to Tim, and then he and Chris kind of have the final kind of thing of how that's going to sound.
There's just a lot of movement that is being done and I'm not aware of. And I assume that other non-producer members are also the same. Like, they're not hearing what's going on until it's your time to play.
We're all just Tim Smolens' puppets.
I think it's efficient. I mean, if this was a jazz band, it couldn't work that way. If this was a jam band, it wouldn't work that way. But that's not what this is. This is composed.
I could come at them with like some kind of like shonky little demo, and then knowing them, it's gonna just flower into this amazing kind of thing. So there's a lot of like confidence and trust.
So hard to describe this band.
It's very experimental.
It's very nuanced. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of layers.
There's a spacey sci-fi feel to it.
And then there's obviously some metal that we throw in there.
Very ambitious.
Really zany.
And there's so many styles of music this band can do.
There's not a unified answer.
It meanders quite a lot, but there is a cohesive sound to it.
We want to release something unique that just doesn't exist and that you can't really find anywhere else. So
everybody will probably find something they love and something that they hate about it. We seem to be covering a lot of grounds.